In 1492, Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer sailing for Spain, reached the Americas. He was searching for a westward route to Asia. His arrival marked the beginning of European exploration and colonization of the Americas. This new world was full of unknown lands, peoples, and riches. It was a turning point in history. Columbus's voyages opened the floodgates. Spanish conquistadors, driven by gold, glory, and God, ventured across the Atlantic. They sought wealth, fame, and the conversion of native populations to Christianity. Their arrival would dramatically alter the course of the Americas. Hernán Cortés, a daring and ambitious conquistador, arrived in Mexico in 1519. He set his sights on the Aztec Empire, a sophisticated civilization centered in Tenochtitlan. This magnificent city, built on an island in Lake Texcoco, held untold riches. Cortés, with a small army of Spaniards and a growing number of native allies, began his audacious march towards Tenochtitlan. He was a shrewd strategist and a charismatic leader. He exploited existing rivalries between the Aztecs and other indigenous groups. This allowed him to forge alliances that would prove crucial in his campaign. The Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire was a clash of civilizations. The Spanish possessed superior weaponry, including guns and cannons. They also brought with them diseases like smallpox, which ravaged the native population. The Aztecs, however, had numerical superiority and were fierce warriors. Their initial welcome of Cortés as a god based on an ancient prophecy quickly turned to resistance as his true intentions became clear. The siege of Tenochtitlan was a brutal affair. It lasted for months, marked by fierce fighting and widespread suffering. In the end, the combination of Spanish military might, strategic alliances, and disease proved too much for the Aztecs. The fall of Tenochtitlan in 1521 marked the end of a great empire and the beginning of Spanish rule in Mexico. Meanwhile, another conquistador, Francisco Pizarro, was making his mark in South America. Pizarro, inspired by Cortés's success, set his sights on the Inca Empire, the largest empire in pre-Columbian America. The Inca, known for their sophisticated civilization and vast gold reserves, were ruled by Atahualpa. Pizarro, with a small force of Spaniards, exploited a recent civil war within the Inca Empire. He captured Atahualpa, the Inca emperor, in a daring ambush at Cajamarca in 1532. After Pizarro abducted Atahualpa in 1532, the fate of the mighty Inca Empire unraveled like a poorly wrapped mummy. Despite receiving a room full of gold and silver as ransom, Pizarro still executed Atahualpa. Brutal. With their leader gone and their gods silent, the Inca Empire collapsed in 1533, conquered not just by steel and strategy, but by smallpox and civil war. Spain claimed victory over the Andes, but one civilization wasn't going down without a long, drawn-out, very stubborn fight: the Maya. The Maya weren't a centralized empire like the Aztecs or Incas. They were a patchwork of independent city-states spread across modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. By the time the Spanish arrived, the Maya Golden Age was already past. But these people were still fierce, still proud, and very good at hiding in the jungle. Spanish attempts to conquer the Maya began as early as the 1520s. Some cities surrendered, others rebelled, again and again. Unlike the Aztecs and Incas, the Maya fought in waves, retreating into forests, regrouping and rising again. Spanish control was a constant game of whack-a-maya. In 1697, yes, over 150 years after the fall of the Aztecs, the last independent Maya city, Neupetten, finally fell to the Spanish. It was the final chapter in the conquest of the great pre-Columbian civilizations. 3 empires, 3 falls, but not without a fight. Their temples may have crumbled, their cities overtaken, but the spirit of the Maya, Aztec, and Inca lives on, in language, art, tradition, and memory. This was the epic tale of early colonization, from gold and glory to resistance and ruin. Still curious? Stick around for more untold tales and pun-packed history right here on Punny History, because in the next chapter of Punny History, we won't just cross the ocean, we'll swap the entire planet's pantry. From potatoes to pandemics and tomatoes to tobacco. Get ready for the global giveaway that changed the menu and the map. The Columbian Exchange. Don't miss it, it's going to be infectiously interesting.